What's good, YouTube? Flash Speaks, man. We're going live right now. We doing this. We're gonna wait for give people a little bit of time to come in. Whoever's here right now, just let me know. Give me an idea where you coming from, where you coming in from, but your city, state, whatever. We starting a little late because the Wi-Fi was acting crazy. I had to restart the whole computer and everything. Let me get this whole established here. All right. But we're going to be talking about a number of different topics. USA basketball, men and women, is going to be the first thing on the topic. First topic that we're going to drop about. Men and women basketball. All right, so I got to watch the the ladies game today, right? But first we're going to start with the men's game. So the topic now, I want to start actually with Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd has said that this team right here, this USA men's team, would defeat the 1982 Dream Team. Fool is? What's that? Would defeat the 1982 Dream Team? That's the question. Let me know what y'all think. How many of y'all here think that the USA men's team of today would defeat the Dream Team that had Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird? Hey, what's up, Jared? What's going on? Keystone Cowboy was good. All right, we got 5 in here, so we're going to get started. So I know most of you probably never heard me speak on the men's game. So we're going to start out with the men's game, with the men's team. So what's the roster right now? Who on that roster? Bam Adebayo, right? 6'9" center from Miami Heat, 27 years old. All right, who else? Devin Booker. Is that our starting 2 guard? Said USA team is not seeing 92 team. Yeah, I agree. So we got Devin Booker, Stephen Curry. Now, Stephen Curry, I will put on the legends list. This is the first name that we mentioned that I think will go down as a legend. Steph Curry, you're talking about 4-time champion. Talking about a guy that the team built around 6'2" guard, known as the greatest shooter that the NBA has ever seen. Now, mind you, he's playing in an era that is an offensive era, where you can't touch him like he would get touched up, like how AI was able to get touched up for part of his career. Can't get touched up like how Isaiah Thomas was able to get touched up. But I would take Steph Curry, put him in a straight shooting contest with anybody. So I respect his shooting. So Steph, Anthony Davis. Now, Colin Cowherd says some interesting things about Anthony Davis that I want to get into. You got Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, 6'10". Is Kevin Durant a legend? And by legend, I mean possibly top 50 all time. Kevin Durant. What y'all think? Let me know, chat. Who else? We got Anthony Edwards, 22 years old, 6'4" guard. Also can play forward, right? For the Minnesota Timberwolves. What you think of Anthony Edwards? Is he the face of the league? Will he be the face of the league? Let me know what y'all think. Joel Embiid. I definitely got a lot to say about Joel. They got him listed at 7 feet, but Joel is really 7'2". When Joel Embiid was first drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers, he was 7 feet tall. Everybody knows since then he added on about 2 inches. All right. Tyrese Halliburton. What y'all think about Halliburton? 6'5" guard, plays for the Indiana Pacers. Just starting to come into his own right now. Just signed on the multi-year contract. Drew Holiday. What y'all think of Drew? Drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers prior to the process years. Drew was the first move that the Sixers made to Drew was the first move that the Sixers made before they did their rebuild. Then you got, some people argue, it's the GOAT, LeBron James. you haven't heard me speaking on. But at this time, it's 39-year-old LeBron. All right. We know I ain't got to speak much about LeBron. All-time leading scorer in NBA history, right? Jason Tatum, 6'8" forward. Played for the Boston Celtics, the championship, got his first title this year. Derek White. I don't even know Derek White getting minutes, man. And the coach of the team is Steve Kerr. All right. So, what we got going on here? Before I start to go off on my talk about this team, what I think. All right. What up? What up, Jared? USA team is not seeing 92 team. We're going to talk about it. I think it's problematic that we're relying on a 39-year-old LBJ to save us in games. Woo, yeah, that's happening. But see, LeBron, tell me if you saw the game, what you think is really happening. Do you think they really need LeBron to do that? Or is the team kind of hampered because LeBron is controlling the ball? Which one is it? Kemp versus Bam. But I don't think Kemp was on the Dream Team. As a matter of fact, I know he wasn't. Embiid is out of shape. But Kemp, Seattle Kemp, yeah, I take Kemp over Bam. Sporting Page, what's up? What's up, Sporting Page? What's up, Sporting Page? All right, now this is my argument here. I'm going with the 92 team, obviously. You know, I saw them both. You know, I'm old enough to have seen all those guys, their careers. You know, first, you talking about the point guard of that team, Magic Johnson, all right? Talking about 5 rings. You're talking about the player of the 80s. Like, there was no better player of the 80s than Irvin Magic Johnson, all right? I'm talking about the classic point guard. Great assist-to-turnover ratio. To me, he was just like the classic point guard. When I think point guard, Magic Johnson is what I think of. Right now, they're trying to make these arguments that Steph Curry on Magic Johnson's level. Now, I'm going to say no, and I'm going to give you my reasoning, okay? The Philadelphia 76ers going into the 1980 season were probably one of the most prolific. We're definitely one of the most prolific teams in the NBA. Magic Johnson in 1980 as a rookie faces the Sixers team who have been to the finals 2 of the last 3 years, I say. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who people say Magic Johnson, because a lot of times when people argue against Magic, they say, well, he played with Kareem. Game 6, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar goes down with an injury, season-ending injury. Game 7, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar doesn't play. You talking about Game 7, or it might have been a Game 6. I'm not sure. I think it was a Game 7, though. I think it was a Game 7. If I'm not mistaken, one of you brothers can correct me. Magic Johnson has to play center and let Norm Nixon start at point guard. Magic Johnson had to play center. You understand what I'm saying? Against the Sixers center, Darryl Dawkins. Now, if Steph could possibly match a feat like that, give it to him. But we know he can't. You know, Steph Curry, he has the shooting over Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, without doubt, much better passer. And I believe, though Magic Johnson for a career, about 17, 18 points a game scorer, I believe Magic Johnson could have added average much more had he wanted to. But he was just a classic point guard that, sacrificed that part of his game for the betterment of the team. You know, but tell me what y'all think. But I'm going with Magic over Curry. Michael Jordan versus who's the starting guard here? We're going with Devin Booker. Is that the starting guard, or we're going Anthony Edwards? Who's the starting guard on this team? Needless to say, to me, none of these guys touching Michael Jordan. And I hope I don't have to go into why that's the case. I think it should be self-evident and obvious. Michael Jordan, since I've been watching basketball, is the best basketball player I've watched. It's the best I've seen. You know, I can't speak for players that played before me, or that played before I watched. What else we got going on? Now, Colin Cowherd, right? This was the argument he said. He believes that Anthony Davis is just way better than Patrick Ewing. That's what he said. Tell me what y'all think of that. Is Anthony Davis way better than Patrick Ewing? And I get people who say that because they're looking at his skill set. They're looking at the fact Anthony Davis can go out there, shoot the three. They're looking at his handle of the ball. They're looking at stuff like that. My man Sporting Pace said, not better than Patrick Ewing. I have to agree because for me, when you look at a basketball player, you look at two things. You look at the tangibles and you look at the intangibles. The intangibles, when you're comparing Anthony Davis and Patrick Ewing, if I was to go on a scale of 1 to 10, Anthony Davis in the intangibles is about a 5 to me. When I say intangibles, I'm talking about mental toughness. When I say intangibles, I'm talking about leadership. When I say intangibles, I'm talking about health, all these types of things. The ability to play and the willingness to play through pain, to be available. Anthony Davis, like, despite all his skills, I don't see it. Patrick Ewing, I done seen Patrick Ewing in games where he banging with Shaq. I done seen Patrick Ewing in games where he banging with men like David Robinson and people like that. Like, the whole identity of that Knicks team that Patrick Ewing was the leader of was their toughness and those types of things. So I just don't see if Patrick Ewing and Anthony Davis are matched up with each other, Anthony Davis getting over. I just can't see it. But that's just me. Tell me what y'all think about that. All right, Jared Thomas said the best chance for our current team to win is for 39-year-old LBJ to perform like an absolute goat against the 92 team. He'll have to outplay MJ. Bro, I can't see a 24, 27-year-old LeBron outplaying MJ. But I agree that's what he would have to do. I can't see it. But what about KD? Because honestly, when I look at the two squads, I really believe the guy with the advantage is Kevin Durant. Honestly, like if I was to look at both teams together, the one guy that I think is the X factor, who's probably the toughest guy to stop on that whole team, if he's hot and going, it's probably Kevin Durant, in my opinion. Kevin Durant, out of that whole squad, is probably the best 3-level scorer they got. He got the three. He gonna make his free throws if you foul him. Because I ain't even gonna lie. If LeBron James handling the ball too much, I'm putting LeBron at the free throw line. That's what I'm doing. Whereas Kevin Durant, you don't want to put him at the free throw line. In the post, he got the turnaround. He got the turnaround game on you. Any spot he can get to in the mid-range, he can score. My question with Kevin Durant, though, is similar to Anthony Davis. And it's this right here. And the guy that I see him going up against is Bird. That's the guy that I see KD going up against. And you know the thing about Bird? This right here is not an issue. Bird is the same 3-level scorer that you see KD. Matter of fact, Bird game is like LeBron's game, honestly. Just without the physicality and without the elite athleticism. But when it comes to mental toughness, I don't think LeBron is touching Bird. When it comes to you put Bird at the free throw line, he's going to kill you. You try to force Bird, like, to stay outside, try to push him inside, whatever. Bird is 3-level scorer. He's scoring everywhere. The problem with KD is that physicality shuts him down and those intangibles you. And who's going to be on him? Scottie Pippen. That's the thing. I agree with that. Scottie Pippen going to be on him. And then what if they try to put KD at the 4 and you can put Karl Malone on him? What about Charles Barkley? That's the one thing about that 92 team. Very physical. See, to me, just from a defensive standpoint, just pure defense, they're going to beat them. All right, now let's go into some other players. Joel Embiid. Listen, I'm a Sixers fan, first and foremost. So I love Joel Embiid. But why the fuck is Joel Embiid on this team? I'm a Sixers fan who loves Joel Embiid, who believes Joel Embiid is a top 3 player in the game. But why is he on this team? I don't like Joel Embiid on the team. Real rap. Now, if I'm out of line, y'all let me know. I would have rather seen Joel Embiid play for Cameroon. For real. I would have respected that more. That's where he was born. That's where he got his roots from. You know, that's his stock. Those people love Joel Embiid over there. I saw when they did this little exhibition thing where it's Africa against like the world or something like that. Those people love Joel Embiid over there, man. He's like the pride of that place. And the Cameroonian team wouldn't be that bad. You know, he's on the Cameroonian team. You know, Pascal Siakam's on that team. OG Anunoby's on that team. If Embiid was on that team, they could probably challenge the United States. And like, I would respect that. I really would. Like Giannis. Giannis wouldn't play here. No matter how much he lives here, Giannis wouldn't play for the U.S. team. Giannis, see, that shit is an easy, weak move. Of course, I'm going to join up with LeBron. I'm going to join up with, KD, join up with Steph Curry. That's easy. Giannis got this right here. Right? Giannis is like, no, I'm going to play for my team. Jokic lives here part of the year. That's like Jokic. He's not going to play for America. Same thing with Luka. They got some national pride, and I was a little disappointed in Embiid. I ain't going to hold you. You know? Like, I mean, I welcome him because he's a beast on the court. But, like, why is he, I would have respected him if he'd played for Cameroon, for real. You know? It's real. It depends on the rules. If they call carrying traveling, the 92 Dream Team wins by 30. Facts. If they don't call traveling or carry, then 2014 will win. Too many three-point shooting. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. Look at the 92. 92, them guys can shoot. They just didn't shoot a whole lot. That wasn't the way they played. Larry Bird. Who beat Larry Bird just in a straight-up three-point contest? Besides Steph Curry. But other than that, who beat Larry Bird? Chris Mullin. You know who Chris Mullin is? Yeah, look him up. Look up his three-point percentage. John Stockton. Those are three snipers right there. Jordan, when challenged, I don't care what nobody say about Jordan. If you challenge Michael Jordan, you tell that man he can't shoot, guess what's going to happen? He's going to make by like 6-7. That's just what it is. Like, Jordan, that wasn't his preferred shot. He's going to kill you mid-range. He's going to kill you in the post. He's going to get you on defense. Jordan was just a dog all around, 100%. But I'm telling you, if the game plan is we're going to shoot, Jordan going to at least shoot like Tatum does or Brown does, if not better. Because if you look at Jordan's form, his actual shooting form, his form is perfect form. It's just that wasn't his preferred way of shooting. But if it was something like, there's no doubt in my mind, if that was the way they played, and Jordan focused on that, he'd be one of the best at that. As a matter of fact, one of his years with the Wizards, when he was old as shit, he averaged about, he had like 40% from three, or close to it. It was either 39 something or close to 40%. He's a top two center in NBA. Jokic is in Serbia. We had to take him. No, I'm talking about Embiid's choice to play for the United States. Of course, Embiid offers to play. They ain't going to, refuse him. But I'm talking about just Embiid, from Embiid's side. Why did he choose to play for the U.S. team? I just think it's weak and an easy move. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. I would have respected him more had he played for Cameroon, because I think Cameroon would have a decent team. That's like Ben Simmons. You know what I mean? Let me see. Of course, I'm 50 years old. I've been watching the NBA since 1984. 92 Dream Team only shooting like 10 threes a game. 24 team is shooting 40 to 50 threes. The whole team shoots threes. It's math. Don't matter. You know why? Because if I'm playing defense and I'm stopping you and I'm getting more rebounds, it's more to the – of course but you got to factor in the other things besides just shooting, just three-point shooting. You think they just going to let them shoot threes, or you think maybe they're going to smother them? You got Michael Jordan, you got Scottie Pippen, two of the best perimeter defenders all time. These guys got together and won 6 rings. So they know how to stop, they had to stick to Pacers. You remember the Pacers back in 96? You remember that team? Reggie Miller, Chris Mullin, Best, Mark Jackson. These were straight street-point snipers. They had a dude, what's his name? Or Hoybert, or they had a bunch of 40% shooters. All you got to do is give them the green light. All right, Y'all want to shoot threes? All right, let's do this. What I'm saying is a big part of what they did back then was play defense. I don't see it. I mean, you talking about defenders like, bro, like John Stockton still might be the all-time leader in steals. You know, he's like, the ball could D up. You know, not saying he stopped, but Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler could shoot. But, you know, we'll see. I don't know. I just don't see them seeing because I really don't believe it will come down to 3-point shooters. I just don't believe that. I think it would come down to defense. I think it would come down to who's a better rebounding team. And I don't know. You got Charles Barkley rebounding. You got Pat Ewing out there. You got David Robinson out there. I don't see it. But, you know, that's good. It was a peek into Embiid's mind, and it fit his entire career, in my opinion. He holds himself back. I feel you. Better chance of winning for the U.S. Cameroon. Yeah, but that shouldn't be why you're doing it. You should be playing for some national pride. It's the Olympics. Shouldn't be like, all right, what's the easiest trip to a goal? Now, you could do that. It's just that I would have respected if he played for Cameroon more. People get infatuated. Sinister Aristotle. I like that. People get infatuated with the latest thing, fad, because of recency bias. I remember these same comparisons happening between the 2008 and 2012 teams, but washed away after they barely beat Spain. Yeah, I hear you. So Steph Curry shoots 10 threes and Jordan shoots 2. Yet MJ still averaging way more points. It's simple math. Same thing happened when people became overzealous after that 14-point Canada win. But this team barely beat South Sudan and Germany. That does make them look bad. I mean, now listen, I expect them to turn it up, but it ain't a good look. You know, it ain't a good look if they the type to just be down and up. Dream team, they's ready to go. They's blowing teams out. Now, one could argue that those teams weren't as good. I don't know. But I don't know. You just look at the number of rings on that damn team. Magic, Jordan. I understand, of course, Jalen Rose, Davis brothers. Yeah, Davis brothers, boy. I forgot about them beasts. And then they still had Rick Smith, 7'4". You know what I mean? Crazy. 90s play defense, I understand. Remember, you can play zone, too. Jordan in the post won't work. I want 90s to win my favorite area. Jordan don't care nothing about no damn post, no damn zone. Because Jordan played in college, too. You know what I mean? He was trained in that way as well. But the post, you know, take Jordan out of the post, all right, kill you mid-range. Jordan can score all types of ways. He ain't need the post. Plus, you can feed it in the post against the zone. You know what you're doing. It's just, you know, I don't think a zone is just completely going to stop that team. After that South Sudan performance, because remember, you still dump it into David Robinson, you can dump it into Pat Ewing, you know, and both of them had jump shots and then in the mid-range. Karl Malone, you dump it into him. John Stockton, Karl Malone started getting a little two-man game going. Clyde Drexler can shoot. I don't know. I just don't see it. After that South Sudan performance, calling this 2024 team an all-time great team seems very silly. Yeah, hopefully that won't be, you know, a continuing thing. Wasn't Denver dead last in three-pointers for the past 2 years? If that's true, that's very telling. If that's true. Curry's only good at threes open when players are physical with him. He's not that good. I mean, that's what people say. That's the book on him. But Curry is also very, very good off the ball. He's a guy, man, that's annoying to chase. I just think Mike would chase his ass. Scotty would chase his ass. Because remember, they used to play against Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller's game, very similar to Steph's as far as off the ball play. You know, and they will hawk him down. Towards the end of their career, they played against AI. Even though AI was a little bit more off the ball when Jordan, he was a little bit more on the ball when Jordan played. Trying to think who would be the closest comp to Curry. Tim Hardaway was always on the ball. Kevin Johnson was always on the ball. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf killed them one time. He lit the Bulls up for about like 54 one time. That was crazy. And a lot of people say him, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Chris Jackson was very close to Steph Curry, you know. So Steph would probably get him one day, one time here and there. Well, LeBron is still beast, right? Undeniable, very telling who the best in the U.S. still is. Freedom rises to the top. The LeBron thing, man. LeBron. 39 years old, playing like that. Y'all think he's I have a hard time thinking LeBron isn't utilizing some supplementation. Let me just put it that way. I just have a hard time. Now, truth to come out eventually or it won't. I just 39 years old. But LeBron does rest on the defensive end to help preserve his energy. I think our team would try and force MJ to shoot threes. How you gonna do that? Mark Price. Was Mark Price on that? I don't think Mark Price was on the Dream Team, was he? I think he was on the 92 team. Oh, yeah. Mark Price was a guy that played. I got you. Mark Price was a guy that played that way. I got you. Texas Hockey Cards. Good evening. What's up, bro? Good evening, Jim. Good evening. It's good to see you come through. Coming in through Texas. Also, Reggie isn't the same caliber matchup as Curry. Reggie couldn't handle the ball near as well as Steph. Yeah, I'm just talking about off the ball. Steph, Curry, Reggie was a two guard. Steph was a point. I was just talking about they play similar off ball style. Running around screens to get open for shots. That's what I was referring to. He's worth too much for them not to protect him supplements or no. Yeah, that's true. We all know what's going on out here with LBJ. It is what it is. And I double-checked. Denver was last in three-point attempts this year and 26 the year before. So they don't shoot threes like that. Now, that's deep. That's deep. They just got a genius at center, who really is a damn point center, But that's deep right there. That's a very, very telling stat that, one of the best teams, the team who won the title last year, didn't rely on three-pointers, Denver plays – what got them over was when they picked up those wings. They picked up when they added Gordon and when Porter Jr. came into his own. That was pretty much it. You need those elite wings. I'm excited to see what my Sixers do with these wings we added. I think you have to play the Giannis paint wall defense that Toronto and Miami played on him. What? Why? No. Ain't no way you – I don't know, bro. How old are you, bro? You think a Giannis wall can work against MJ? No. MJ is just too athletic for that nonsense. Defensive Curry, he will turn over the ball. He's a turnover machine. I don't know. MJ, one of the greatest jumpers of all time. Facts. They ain't stopping him with just a wall. That ain't gonna work. Trust me. The greatest defense ever on MJ was done by the Pistons. That was the best, and they still couldn't really hold him down like that. And they had an ingenious strategy. All right, now we're gonna switch, man. We'll switch it up a little bit to the women's side, and this here is going to open up a lot of conversation. We can go all types of places with it. And yeah, I know what I'm talking about. One of our favorite topics. All right, so first of all, was leaving Caitlin Clark off the team a mistake? And we can add Angel Reese as well. Was leaving Caitlin Clark off the team a mistake? Now, I'll say what I believe. I don't believe it was a mistake at all. Now, I did look at the crowd today in one of the games, and there weren't a lot of people there, okay? But they're in Paris. Like, do people in France come out to see Caitlin Clark? Is there a Caitlin Clark mania in France like it is in the United States? If there is, then I can say yeah. But I'm not certain that that's the case. If so, I will be shocked. Like there's a whole group of people in France, Paris, that's just coming out. Or if Americans would travel all the way over there, to flood the Olympics stadium in Paris just to see Caitlin Clark. Do you want to see her that bad? I would be shocked if that's the case. So from that standpoint, which I don't really care about, but people talk about it, bring up how many people would come and all of that kind of stuff. From that standpoint, I don't think it makes a difference. Now, basketball-wise, I want to see Caitlin develop more off-the-ball play skills before she joins a team like that, right? Now, I'm not saying she cannot fit into a team like that without being a primary ball handler. But what I will say is I've only seen her play as primary ball handler. So I'm being realistic. If you're playing in the Olympics with Nescu, with Plum, with Jackie, with Copper, with Taurasi, with these types of players, they're not going to just make you a primary ball handler and build around you anything like you have at Iowa or anything you have like at the Fever, where they're all dependent on getting her open or creating passes for her, and that's it. That's not practical. These are star players. So with star players, nobody's looking to shine. Nobody's looking to get all the points. Nobody looking to get all the assists. They're just playing true team ball. And I think that has a lot to do with why they didn't bring Enrique, why they didn't bring Caitlin Clark. What do y'all think? No, because who do you take off? Yeah, I got you. But even besides that, besides the practical part, how does she fit in with a team like this, an Olympic team? 3 mistakes: Enrique, Angel Reese, and CC. Yeah, I know a lot of people feel that way. Enrique definitely got people thinking that after that All-Star game performance, where I don't care what nobody say, she was sending a message to them, like yo, y'all gonna leave me off. Y'all know what it is. Like that was a flat out message, right? That's what I was expecting Caitlin to do. Like, go out there and let them know, hey, look, I light y'all asses up. Unfortunately, she didn't. Now she showed what other things she could do, like pass. But they're not looking for that. They're not looking for someone to come over there and make all the passes. Like they can do that with an SQ. They can do that with, other point guards. Even though she played well. You say no. It wasn't a mistake. So did you see the game versus Germany snooze fest? I saw highlights. All these games are happening while I'm at work. Like I can't watch any of them live. I'm going to check and see if there's a way. I don't know if they're on Peacock or somewhere where I can catch them. But a lot of them games are probably going to be snooze fest because they're just going to be so dominant. It's a win-win for her not being on the team. If they lose, CC fans can act like they proved the point. And if they win, it's just an additional storyline for her inevitable documentary in 25 years. She might have a documentary before that. Like they're like, man. If they lose, CC fans can act like they proved the point. Yeah, but they ain't losing. But I feel you. If they did, they would really go in on it. Like she's going to make a difference. Like doing what? Actually, they're more than likely to lose from what Angel Reese provides, in my opinion, than from what she provides. Like if you go over there and you can't rebound, you can't do the dirty work. That's what they would need somebody to probably do more than score. Like all those women can score. And SQ can score. Copper can definitely score. And that's what I'm watching for, Copper. Copper grew up just right over there. Like literally. I go outside. Well, I probably got to jump on the train. Copper really grew up right over there. So that's why one of the people I'm watching. Like they can all score though, is my point. If you put on CC, the only person you could take off is Diana. Yeah, and they're not going to do that because she's the legend. She's the old head. She's like the kind of the leader. You know what I mean, from the knowledge standpoint and all that shit. So they're not going to take Diana off, as we know. But as far as play wise, you're right. Either Diana or Griner. But I see why Griner's there because she's 6'9", I guess. But I don't know. They could have replaced Griner, no doubt about it. With who maybe? I think they got the Connecticut Sun Center is there, right? Jones. Who else could it be a center Griner? I think it was a center. Um, I don't know why Agumake wasn't on there. I think Agumake was a snub. They could have went with her, instead of Griner. I know she's more of a power forward, but still, you know. USA biggest weakness is point guard play. Chelsea Gray's only point guard and she can't move. What about Sabrina? Sabrina's a point guard. Yeah, I don't know about that. Sabrina's an excellent point guard. But you can't put CC in before Enrique. You definitely cannot do that. Unless Enrique just don't want to go. That you use the excuse that Enrique withdrew her name. Right? That's the only thing you use. But on merit, hell no. Hell no. Sabrina's a shooting guard. Then who's the point guard for New York then? If Sabrina's a shooting guard. Sabrina always got the ball. Like, I don't know. When I watched them play, I don't claim to be a expert in W, but it looks like Sabrina's a point guard to me. Definitely seemed like the primary ball handler. And I thought Hamilton was the shooting guard. Am I wrong about that? Van Sloot is the point guard? Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. Yeah, I am. All right. I guess I'll be corrected, perhaps. Now I'm going to double check that shit, though. Leave that. Jared says Sabrina is point guard primarily. She plays sometimes as shooting guard. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing that Caitlin has got. I believe she has to do. Learn to play off ball as well. Play shooting guard. That's what will help her get her scoring up there. You're not going to score. I don't think she's going to score high points like in Iowa at playing point guard. She's going to end up being a facilitator. They'll just blitz her all the time. You know what I mean? The way you get points is you play off ball. So play off ball part of the game. But CC fan cussed me out one damn time. You don't want to hear nothing about her playing off ball at all. And I'm like, why? You said she's like Steph Curry. Even Steph Curry plays off ball a lot. So I don't know. But then again, most of them don't know basketball. So that's why they cuss me out. Clark needs an Angel Reese to get her over the top. L. James had to go to Miami. Yeah. Yeah. Though I like Aaliyah Boston. I like Aaliyah. Aaliyah is there. Aaliyah and Alyssa, I think, are good players. Clark honestly has a squad, for real, that people don't want to admit, but she has a squad. Right, in the beginning of the year, they were losing primarily because they weren't familiar with each other. And she was turning the goddamn ball over too much. And then they went with that Caitlin-centric offense, and then you going up against they were going up against New York. They were going up against Connecticut. That's why they were losing. Like, they're playing a lot better now, even though I don't like the way the favorite play, But I'll admit, they look good offensively at times because, that style of play, it'll make you look good for a minute. It's the Houston Rockets. It's the Phoenix Suns, under Steve Nash. That's what it looks like. I think it's entertaining. It's very point guard friendly. She's gonna outstat everybody, right? It's gonna be the Caitlin Clark fans' dream because they don't really care about winning. What they're gonna be about is her stats, and they're gonna say she should be MVP because And the excuse when they lose is, "Oh, she's really carrying the team. That's why they're competitive." I'm saying they could be a lot better. If they just played a little differently. But yeah, if she had an Angel Reese, and they'll never play on the same team. It's better for the league to have them a rivalry between the two because they like what's going on between the two fan bases. Now, what's interesting is where the two teams are going to go next year. you know, because neither one is going to be a threat this year. It'd be interesting if either one can win maybe one series. That'd be great for Chicago. Um, after the break, it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. I think Fever gonna like. I think Caitlin's gonna get that rest. She's gonna come out guns a blazing. She's probably gonna get her shot back a lot better. She's probably gonna look. She's gonna stat the hell out of everybody. I just don't know how much they're gonna win. Because personally, I just don't believe in the style that they play. Not enough defense. Too much just sleeping on defense. Their rotations are horrible. They don't have the elite wing defenders. Now they're talking about well, their fans, you know. Their fans are funny as hell. Because on one hand, they talk so much shit about like DJ Carrington, but then on the other hand, they act like, you know, we need to get somebody like DJ Carrington should be available. Like, I don't know. Would DJ Carrington sign there? She'd be a perfect player for what they want. The only way they could is if they, you know, they use the Melissa Smith nonsense that she's, you know, kind of caught up in. It's the only way I can see it. I don't think CC will ever play shooting guard. She loves the ball in her hands. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying she should play shooting guard some of the time if she wants to score more. You know, she doesn't have the in my opinion, she doesn't have the athleticism to score regularly, nor the variety of shots. You know, that's the problem. Now, what I have seen her do is start to like go into the paint and play in the post a little bit more, like she'll dribble down and back down a guard. I've seen her do that a little bit more. That's good. But if Caitlin Clark develops a mid range, she will be very freaking dangerous. If she ever develops a mid range, if she get a mid range and a floater, whoo! And if she could possibly be a finisher, like as far as like have a Euro step or anything around the basket, have a layup package, she'd be dangerous. Sabrina's like Kyrie Irving that can play point guard, but she really shooting guard that can shoot the ball very well. Kyrie. I mean, I understand as far as she can do both, but I got to check that though. When I've watched the Liberty, Sabrina always got the damn ball. I got to check that out. I want the Fever to think about drafting Haley Van Lith in the first round. That could take CC off the ball. Lith is a very aggressive scorer. Think so? What I don't want to see them do is get Flaugier. That is what I don't want to see. Even though I don't think Flaugier is coming out this year. They get Flaugier, man. Whew. But I just don't know if they can play together well. I don't know. You got Kelsey Mitchell now, who they better not let go. They better keep Kelsey Mitchell, and they better always keep a player like Kelsey Mitchell. You're going to need that type of player to bail them out at times when Clark ball ain't working. Leslie Roberts says Haley Van Lith will get absolutely bullied in the pros. Why you say so? Because I haven't really watched her extensively. I'm still learning about the women's game. Why do you say that she would get bullied? She's a punk. Not true, Jared. Fever ran a lot of Steph Curry concept in the first 13 games. They was 3-10. Then game 14, CC started playing. I don't agree that they were running Steph Curry concepts in the first 13 games at all. I think Sides tried. She was trying to get, because remember, Caitlin was struggling to score impactful points in the beginning. She was taking 17 to 20 shots like a game in the beginning, right? Those first games where they were like 1-7 or whatever like that. Sides was trying to get her to take some mid-range shots. She was saying, you know, once she gets around that screen and that's there, I want Caitlin to start taking that, right? This is when her fanboys were just jumping all over her for saying something that makes sense. I think Sides wanted to do some of that, so they tried it a couple of games, and I don't know if CC was receptive, because I don't know if she was coachable. I don't know what the deal was, but it didn't work out because I don't know if she bought into it. I think what is happening now is that Size kind of gave in to kind of what she wants, and she's kind of letting it happen. And I think when she loses, then sides are going to be there to say, told you so. Because he just lost to the damn Dallas Wings. Okay? And then those other games they won are fool's gold. Like, Caitlin goes up there and says, we beat the Mercury and we beat whatever. Like, the only legit win that last stretch was the Liberty, right? You beat the Mercury. The Mercury was without all their damn players. And then you beat the Minnesota Lynx. And the Lynx was without Collier. Like, the Lynx should have won that game. The Lynx were so stupid, the basketball they played down the stretch. And I give the Fever credit because the Fever started to take the ball inside, right? Whereas the damn Lynx just kept shooting these damn fucking threes. Like, I was just sitting there like, really? You think you're going to win? That's your type ball, right, Israel? You like them threes? that's what Connecticut was doing. When Fever started taking the ball inside, dumping it into Boston, that was the reason they beat them. But the point is, that last stretch the Fever had was fool's gold. Complete fool's gold. The Fever, the Phoenix, I don't know what that was. I don't even know if Phoenix wanted to win that damn game. You had Diana out. You had Griner got hurt in the game. You had freaking, what was it, Natasha out. What was it, Cloud, I think. You had damn everybody out that damn game. I'm worried about size. She may get fired because her CC clash. Oh, she will. That's exactly what's going to happen. Exactly what's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. Unless, the ownership really likes sides. But CC, I understand. She's a Nike client. Nike's very powerful right now in the sports world when it comes to the Olympic. All that stuff, all that Stephen A. bullshit, all of that is Nike. Some Nike representative calling him, telling him what to do. That's what all that shit is. The Lynx was a good win. The difference was Boston was able to dominate inside without Collier. Yeah, true. We may disagree about how good of a win it was, but you're right. Because they're the Lynx were able to beat the Sparks without Collier and stuff like that. But I don't know how good they are without Collier, especially when they're just shooting threes. They played so stupid down the stretch. It was like, are y'all just selling this game or what? That was so stupid. Still a good win. All right. If she gets fired, look for the Fever to pull Lisa Bluter from Iowa to coach CC. People are saying that. I don't know. Bluter's not really that good. Fever have a slight matchup advantage against the Mercury. I don't think so. Now, I know they did beat them that one game, but it was just I don't know what the Mercury were doing. I don't know. What's the matchup you think is the problem? I think that first loss is because Kalia Copper scored 7 points. If Kalia Copper is regular, Kalia Copper scored her regular 20-something, I think the Mercury win that first game easy. Let me see. I do love threes. I'd rather see how low post play, but I don't get mad that teams shoot three because I know math part of that. Yeah, but there's the other math part. That's field goal percentage, right? Three is more than two, right? But the 3-point shot is at best, it's a 40% shot that you're going to make. So out of 10 threes, if you make 4, that's a good night. Out of 10, you make 4. Now, if you dumping the ball into the post and some of those dumps, you're getting and ones, that's just more efficient. It's more efficient. Threes are an advantage. They are what you're talking about when the team is hot. You shoot the lights out, and you just shoot 59%, 60%, and all that kind of stuff. That's when it works. The problem is every team wants to do it, especially in the NBA. Every team wants to do it, but everybody ain't got Steph Curry. That's the problem, right? The average games on an average night look like shit to me because it's just shooting threes and shooting threes and shooting threes. Now, Boston is able to get away with it because they can do other than that. Like Jason Tatum can be a 3-level scorer. So can Brown. So can White. They kind of a loaded team and they play defense. That's really the thing that especially to me about Boston. But most teams, like even when the Warriors won, people always talk about their threes. But when the Warriors were at their peak, they actually led the league in layups, and they were always a top 5 defense in the league. So I point to those things more so than just 3-pointers. But, we see basketball the way we see it. It's not about good. It's about having the synergy with CC. Yeah, I agree. Cloud and Copper are Mercury's best defenders, but Copper needs her energy on offense. Yeah, I agree with that. Cloud defends the bigs and the inside because Griner is too slow to handle Boston. Yeah, Boston do be giving her the business, and Griner be ready to beat her ass. Yeah, I seen that. Griner's a liability in the pick and roll. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yep, if Clark and Boston run those, yeah, that's true. There's other ways to stick it. There is. There's other ways to stick it. But I still believe that first game, Khalid Copper scoring 7 points is an anomaly. It's not going to happen. And even with Griner and Boston, if you dump it into Griner, like Griner can still score. She got her little turnaround, her little stuff that she does. Like I get Boston to get off, but Griner should be able to score as well. Like I really believe the difference was Copper, and it could be that the defense she exerted her energy sticking Caitlin. That could be the difference. That could have a lot to do with it. But we'll see. They're going to play a few more times. Everybody was hurt except Copper. They were playing bench players. Yep, that second game, absolutely. That game meant nothing to me. Yeah. And then even the game against Minnesota, I really felt like Minnesota lost the game. Not taking credit away from Fever, but Minnesota, in that fourth quarter, you're talking about down the stretch, them last 5 minutes, Minnesota Lynx played the stupidest brand of basketball I've ever seen in my life. It was so stupid. 20-for-60 from, oh, God. You're going to kill me with this here. 20-for-60 from threes is 33%. 30-for-60 from 2 is 50%. Yeah, but it's 50%. Both of them are 60 points. But I agree with you. I prefer all-around basketball. I really miss that. Yeah, but see what happens with the 30 from 60%, some of those are going to be and ones. You're going to draw fouls as well. That's why I like the inside. It's more efficient, and you're going to draw some and ones as well. But I got you. If you shoot the lights out with the 3-pointer, it's difficult to beat a team. Why BG not playing? I don't know. I haven't heard. Brittany Griner not playing. Thank you, Jay Blavis. Hit the like button, please. I know it's only a few people in here. People are not used to me going live. We're going to do more of this. I'm going to start dropping the link as well. In fact, we could drop the link if anybody want to talk a little bit. Let me see. How do you do that? Here, drop the link. What in the world? Trying to figure out how you drop the link, man. I don't know how to do nothing around here. Crazy. Anyway, I got to figure that out. So BG just rested. Okay. BG just resting. What else we got on here? But the women's team, I don't think gonna have any problems. They blowing them ladies out. I guess the women's basketball internationally isn't really like that. For those who've been watching for years, who's probably going to be the toughest competition? If anybody who's been watching it, who do you think? Because we kind of got off into a tangent talking about the fever and all of that. That's the hottest topic. Belgium and France. So they have any? Do they have any WNBA players on those teams? And if so, who? If you know offhand. Said Belgium maybe, but they just lost Alemans. Okay. Alemans, who she play for? I want to look her. Want to look her up. Does she play for like a W team or she just an international star? I haven't heard of her. Misa Man. That's a man, if I'm saying that properly. Is the best player outside of W right now. Okay. Okay. All right, see, Leslie, you know your stuff. Need you to come through whenever we're talking to W. As soon as I figure out how to drop the link, you can also come on and speak as well if you want. I'm trying to figure that out. I feel like an old dude right now. France got a girl who's 6'6". They call her Female Victor. Female Victor. Who's the Victor, the male that they're making it count with? That's funny. Female Victor. So anybody think that the okay. Female Wimby, I got you. Yeah. 6'6" make you female Victor? That's weird. I would think if she's maybe 6'10", 6'11". That's what's up. I gotta research these players because relatively new to the W. But it's about to get crazy because you talk about the coming years and they invest in Chicago Sky. Supposedly, I heard just they investing $38 million into a facility, so that's about to get crazy. They're about to be able to bring in more probably free agents. I would love for Kalia Copper to go back to Chicago. Honestly, maybe they build a facility, things don't work out, the contract is up in Phoenix. She to go back to Chicago because she's still relatively young. That would be crazy. See if she can dunk off the drop step. Y'all know Angel Reese used to dunk. Angel Reese used to dunk before she had the surgery. Right now, she has like a rod in her foot. She had a really bad injury. I think when she was at Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. That was that year where she had only about 10 and 6. She averaged. That was the only time she didn't average a double-double. I think she had that injury. Yeah, she could dunk back then. That was crazy. I couldn't imagine if she was like, that would have changed everything. that they talking right now. If they do dunking, that would be the thing really make it different, But Chicago Sky, man, that's the team I'm kind of rooting for because I don't have a home team. We don't have a W team in Philly, as in most states. That would be lit though if we did get one. Then I gotta root for Philly team. I'm a homer. But who y'all think gonna win a title first? The Sky or the Fever? Let me know what you think. See, if AR was dunking, no one would talk about CC. Oh no, them crazy people will find a way. They're like, well, she's only dunking because how tall she is. Like you heard this ridiculous stuff they be saying, but her rebounding isn't impressive because it's how tall she is. One clown ball, Daniel, what the hell is his name? The dude that I was clowning on the video one time, Daniel something or whatever. I couldn't believe that. She's actually undersized for the power forwards in the W. 6'3". They act like Angel 6'9". Oh man. Sky needs a true point guard that can shoot threes, nothing fast. Yeah, facts. I think that's what they're gonna either look to trade for if possible, or that's definitely what they're going to draft for. It's definitely what they're going to draft, point guard. Um, Maybe even Raven. I know Raven isn't much of a shooter, but she's like a winner, and she plays defense. So maybe Raven Johnson might be might be an idea name I've heard about. This is other point guard, man. I forget her name. I was just researching it the other day. Beast. I forget her name. You could probably tell me, Leslie. I'm sure you probably know. Sky will win a title first. Sky, I think, but only if Witherspoon stops sabotaging Camilla. The Camilla thing, I think, is probably has more to do with like her learning whatever it is that she's teaching. She's probably not picking it up as fast as Angel is. I think that's more so what's happening. The one thing I did notice is that she's not great on the switches right now on defense. There's Angel's elite on defense already. I think it has a lot to do with some of that type of stuff. But Camilla is. I am not worried about that. I think next year it'll be a completely different situation. Ben Daniel. Who's Ben Daniel? What's that? Fever is in a stronger position. My T girl 120. Fever is in a stronger position, but they have issues with transition defense teams and teams depth in the post. Yeah, I think the Fever are more talented this season. I definitely, absolutely agree with that. But neither one is going to win a title this year, So, I mean, like going forward, you figure in the next 3 years or so, depending on whatever moves they make or whatever, who do you think will probably make the better moves from a front office standpoint? And then, whenever either one is ready to win a title, who do you think? You think it's the Fever, my T girl? Fever is one player away. Sky is 2-player away. Fever needs 3D woman. Sky. See, the Fever to me, I don't even think it's the player thing to me. I agree they do need a couple players. They definitely need a 3D. I agree with that. I think they need to change their whole style of play, or at least alter it a little bit. I don't think their style wins. I just don't. But we'll see. The Fever are closer. They're 1 or 2 pieces away, a backup point guard to rest CC and more consistent power forward play. Talking about they coming at Alyssa. Well, Fag Bentley's been hurt. I think that's been the problem. I think that's really what's been hurting them. They either got to replace her or she's, got to be healthier for the, as far as the point guard, power forward play, excuse me. And then, but are the Fever really close? I don't know. See, what I'm interested in seeing? Now, I know the point guard situation is big. But the point guard they do have, who's been running the point, who's that? Allen. I don't think she's that bad. She's not the best entry passer, which is a problem. But she doesn't turn it over. Doesn't turn it over terribly a lot. It's that damn Dana that be turning that damn ball. It's that damn Dana, man. I don't want her running the point too much. Dana. But I'm interested to see how they look with this Michaela. Hopefully, I'm assuming she's going to get most of Mabry's minutes. I'm interested to see how they look with her in there. I really am. Camilla is an old school big. She struggles moving her feet on defense. Yeah, but I think it's more. I don't think it's like lack of athleticism. Camilla can move. You know what I mean? I think it's up here really recognizing everything she needs to see and so on. But, we'll see. Ben Daniels dude you're talking about. Yeah, him. Yeah, dude is crazy, man. Like, my man be on top of all the stats on how many seats are being filled every night. He on top of just all that stuff, man. That article that he read yesterday was insane to me, man. Talking about, white men about to take over the damn W and all that, man. That John had me so damn mad. I was like, this dude. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just stop watching this stuff, man. That way I don't get all charged up. I come on here and start doing these, me, I come on here and start cussing and all that kind of stuff. And I really don't want to be that dude. I really don't. But these dudes, man, these dudes are crazy. Fever has no ball movement. Exactly. CC control all possession for 40 minutes and just make sure defensive line. That's my problem. That's exactly the problem I got with it with the Fever. The way they play is not winning ball. I wanted to accept it as okay. CC's a rookie and all that, but moving forward. But see, I don't think Sides wants to play that way. I think Sides understands that ain't it, but I think there's a little struggle between her and her point guard right now. Because I think CC only knows how to play this way. Bluter, I think, destroyed her. Really do. I know it looks great. She's going to outstat everybody. She's going to win all these awards and all that kind of stuff for personal stats, but ain't going to win nothing. I firmly believe that. It's going to be just like James Harden. Years down the line, keep not winning. She better learn how to play a different way. And that's the reason he wouldn't even want her on an Olympic team. We're not going to play that style on no damn Olympic team where you got the damn ball and Sabrina Nescu and Aja Wilson and all them running around waiting for your passes. Nah, ain't nobody doing that. What I mean? You got to figure out how to play with other great players, Camilla or Reese need 15-foot jump shot or their pairing won't work in the long run. Yeah, they're working on that. Trust me. Angel's working on it. It's just it's a confidence thing. I think she knows that, though. But I agree with your statement. Rachel Bannon can shoot too. Might be a good pickup for the Sky. Is that someone in the draft or someone that they can draft for now? I mean, trade for now. Draft? Which one is that? I disagree, my Girl. Fever is good on offense. It's their defense that is terrible. Last game, they scored 93. 99% of the time, you win that game. I don't know, my Girl, I'm sure, can answer. But what I would say is that they played against a horrible defensive team, the Dallas Wings. So that's a lot to do why they scored 93. But their offense scored some points. You got Boston, you got Clark, you got Mitchell. They got scorers, so they're going to score. But is that style of offense they play the best thing for that talent? That's the question I would ask. Who's the greatest women's player of all time? The greatest I've seen, in my opinion, Cynthia Cooper. I've heard Cheryl Miller being said. Never played in WNBA though, so I don't know. No, Maya Moore. It's 1 and 1A for me. Maya Moore, Cynthia Cooper, but others definitely free to answer. They traded Mabry for. Oh, okay, right. Yeah. See, I'm completely lost. They traded Mabry for Richard Banner. Yeah, I heard she could shoot, but I don't know how much time they got, how much volume shots she was. But if you can shoot, you can shoot. And my thing is someone that's good at protecting the ball. I'm real big on that. You can protect the ball, you can shoot, you can make decent entry passes. I'm all for it. Maybe trade was more about dumping salary. Banham isn't really that good. She can coach and shoot, but she can't put the ball on the floor. She's not a good defender. Okay. She plays better in the W than she did at Iowa. Her game is only remote to assists and layups because she wasn't developed into a point guard. You think so? She plays better in the W than Iowa? Huh? Interesting take. Never heard that before. Reese can shoot is just not heavily incorporated in the Sky offense. I think she can shoot better than people think. I agree with that. It's a confidence thing. It's a confidence thing with putting up more shots. I think it'll develop. This is, you're talking about these players only scratch the surface. Both of them, really. Maya Moore, the GOAT, would be undisputed if she didn't retire early. I agree with the second part. They'd be undisputed. But, man, I don't know. I don't know how old you are, but I remember Cynthia Cooper, man. I just remember that. Whew. That was like, And I think Swoop's in the conversation, too, as far as two-way players. Now, she didn't have all the handles and everything that, the GOAT, Maya, and Cooper had, but, Swoops was a hell of a two-way player. Cooper was tough that first 4 years in the WNBA. Comments was tough. Oh yeah, he dominated, no doubt about it. Israel, but when have one player who is easy to trap and transition, control the ball every quarter is unsustainable. Yep, I agree. Richard Banham set a record 8 threes off the bench. Yeah, I mean, is that a shooter who just got hot, or is that consistent? That's the question. My 2-year-old 122 says players like Keelan McBride, Skylar Diggins, and Enrique Umawali had really good point guard development coming out of college. Yeah. Enrique was Notre Dame, right? Yeah. Right. Yeah, I got that. Reese was hitting mid-range at LSU. She can shoot. The shot isn't broken. No, yeah. I know she can shoot better than a lot of people think. Just has to do more of it, and then people will say, yeah, you know. Yeah, that was cool when she's in the 30s. WNBA luckier comments with won 10 times in a row. But she was very different, right? Now, I remember them. I remember USC back with Cheryl. They were dominant, right? But I was kind of too young to really analyze their game. But looking back at some old footage, and I also saw a documentary on them, Cynthia's game was nowhere near what it was when we saw her in the W, like in college. She was like maybe the third option on that team. Yeah, they had two twins. They had Cheryl Miller, who was just all world. Coop was the two guard. She was good, but when she came that time in Europe, her game developed. Oh my God, like she was ridiculous. You know what I mean? She was ridiculous. Nobody expected that, because she wasn't even on that '96 team in the Olympics. You know, I remember that, man. We were calling her the female Jordan. That's how good she was, man. And Maya Moore I always look at it like as the Kobe, you know. And Cece was mostly a transition ISO shooter. In the WNBA, she learned more fundamentals from Chrissy. Okay, I understand. I understand what you mean. Yeah, as far as like being just a better basketball player, like understanding more fundamentals, I agree. Yeah, Bluter is horrible. He's horrible. Reese shot release is very slow. It's not that she can't shoot; it's that it's easy to block against bigger players. Definitely, yeah, definitely. She could probably knock them down if she's open. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah. Like right now, she's going to be open because they don't respect it. you know, all three Notre Dame. Okay. Yeah, I believe Enrique and Mabry were the Notre Dame at the same time, right? Um, right. If I'm not mistaken with that. But Enrique, man, put them on notice with that performance. For sure. For sure. Man, we over an hour, 13 minutes, is like 11, damn near 11 o'clock. When I figure out how to drop the link, I'm going to start dropping links. You can come on, talk if you want. I got a couple homies that I know going to join the show, that sort of thing. Kind of did this on the fly as normal, as usual, lately. But listen, man, this was definitely a nice little conversation. I've got to deal with some of the men, the women, Reese and Cece, you know how we do. But I got me some y'all need to try this for real. You know what I mean? I'm a definite food guy. Like these raviolis, right? Stuffed with what's that? Spinach and the ricotta cheese. You know what I'm saying? And the shrimp, spinach, shrimp, ricotta cheese. These raviolis with some with the oyster sauce and the spaghetti sauce, right? But it's more of like a pasta sauce. With the then we took this four and we did take these four cheeses. The cheeses got mozzarella, ricotta, provolone, and what's the other one? Them four Italian cheeses. Whew, put that over top of that, throw that joint in the oven for about like 35 minutes. Listen, man, that's what I'm about to get into. So that's what's calling me right now. about to go see what's up with that. And you know how we do, probably drop something in the morning. I'll probably see one of these crazy ass. Yeah, I do need to start. I definitely need to start a cooking show, for real. But I got to get this kitchen totally rearranged and all that. You know how they had them beautiful kitchens, nice silver stove. That's what I'm gonna do one day. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show y'all how it's done. I make these raviolis from scratch. Yeah, y'all know nothing about that, for real. Um, but that shit's smelling real good right now. About to go see what's up with that. I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for coming through. Thanks to everybody that support. Thanks to everybody that commented, likes. You know what I'm saying? No shrimp? No, the shrimp. You got to add the shrimp. But if you don't want the shrimp, you got to make sure you put the ground beef in the sauce. You got to do that. Unless you're just a vegan. You know what I mean? I can't relate to that right there. That's like, you got that. You got that. You want it on that vegan tip. But the shrimp in the ravioli, I'm trying to tell you, that's different. Bless up, Fulan. Keep supporting women's basketball. Oh, for sure. I'm hooked now. Like for years, I was thinking it was just not a good product. No, I'm looking at it. It's a good product. They're physical. I just hope they don't let these damn, the Ben Daniel guy. He thinks that these white men are going to come in and force them to change the way they play. They want this fast-paced game with, them playing like CC and all this kind of stuff and no defense. Like, hopefully they don't change it to make it accommodating to her. That's what I hope they don't do. Because if they do that, I want all the other players to just boycott. And that way CC be sitting there with a damn ball with nobody to play with, no teammates, no teams to play against. That's what you got to do if they try to change the league. But if they keep the league the way it is, I'll support it. I like the physicality. I like all that stuff. I like the purity of it. They're going to force it to change. Adam Slipper coming through with the mob. Okay, well, then I'm out. And you white men can have it. Now let her get in the weight room. Yeah, exactly. That's what I say. Just like everybody else. You know what I mean? Because really, that's dumb because every player is a moment in time. They come and they go. I used to love Julius Erving. Came and went. Michael Jordan came and went. LeBron James going to go. Eventually, I don't know, he might play another 10 years. I'm sick of this motherfucker. I need LeBron to just go away. Curry is going to go. Kobe, unfortunately, he went. And every player is one injury away from being over. God forbid something happens to any of them, but they're all one injury away. So to change everything to accommodate a player is just bad business. It's stupid. This is actually a good product, for people that are really about basketball. And it's the basketball heads that will give them the business, give it staying power. Like casuals come and go. The casuals are going to be into something else within the next year or so. Casuals, you can't build anything around them. You got to build around the true basketball people. So I will make a product that's attractive to real basketball heads. And then the other people, they just got to catch on, following their favorite player or whatever. That's why I like women's game. They play like 90s basketball. Exactly, me too. The W turns into the NBA, they will lose more than they have gained. I agree. All right, but I got to go get to this ravioli. I'm going to get with y'all tomorrow. Peace out.